So you put this rude, inconsiderate, ungrateful person in their place, and they're mad. So listen, this energy is a feminine energy. So whomever this could be for you, okay? This is a relative, a family member, an in-law, a friend, a co-worker, whomever it could be, a neighbor, anybody, classmate, teammate, whatever the case is. But this was someone that you have had a history with. You and this person have known each other for quite some time. I'm hearing years you have known this person. And this person, there could be an age difference, like this person could be older than you by some years, or you could be older than this person by some years, but whatever the issue is, like there is some type of, you know, age gap. Like you two are not the same exact age, like you're not born the same year. And this person basically, at some point in the relationship that you all have, this person took advantage of you. They took advantage of your good heart, your kind spirit, your giving nature. They also took advantage, trigger warning, they also took advantage of your lack of boundaries within yourself. So because you lack in boundaries, well, not lack present, forgive me, in the past. In the past, you lacked boundaries. And that is why it was easy for this person to take advantage of you, because you weren't setting enough boundaries with people. Also, it was the fact that you at the time were not very confrontational, where if something were to be going wrong, or if you had any type of issues or problems or discrepancies, or if you felt like you were getting like a bad end of the deal, if you felt like you were getting the short end of the stick, if you felt like things were just not going in the best way, if you felt like there was just, if you felt that things were, thank you, Spirit, if you felt that things were unfair, unjust, and the situation caused on their end because you felt like you were being taken advantage of, you felt that you were being overworked, you felt that you were being undercompensated, even significantly undercompensated, you weren't giving mutual reciprocity, there was a huge imbalance, that all of those feelings that you had were valid because they were taking advantage of you. However, it was because you were not the type of person at the time, because you are not in this energy anymore. But this is to help bring you clarity to that situation, because this situation actually helped you to get to the point that you are now. That's why, like, life is to be lived forward and understood backwards, okay? And the version that you were then helped you to get to where you are now. Don't beat up that version of yourself that you used to be, because you did the best that you could with the energy capacity that you had at the mental, emotional, spiritual, physical stability level that you were at that time, and maturity level that you were at that time. So don't beat yourself up for mistakes that you've made because you know better now. Give that version of you grace, love, compassion, because you really didn't know any better at the time, and now you do know better. And the version of yourself didn't make those mistakes intentionally to hurt you or sabotage you or fuck things up. It's you were operating the best way that you knew how at the time in order to survive. Okay? So what this person did is that they knew you weren't the type to speak up, and they did things to you where they could have compensated you for what you were worth, or what the job or opportunity or whatever it is that you did to help them, whatever work that you did for them. They did not pay you what the job was worth, what the project was, what the work was worth. And they also didn't pay you what you were worth. Okay, they significantly underpaid you. So it's giving like overworked but underpaid. And they did this intentionally because they were using you as a way to get some type of leverage on their life. Basically, like, I'm having this image of a bunch of people holding something like imagine holding something over their head. Like, let's just say it's a big giant piece of wood, okay, and you're all carrying this over your head, and multiple people have to carry it because it's heavy and it's large, and one person can't hold it on their own. So I'm seeing that the image of there's like this person and another person, maybe this other person, there's another person there, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's whomever the case is, it's another family member, another relative, someone that lives around, or another coworker, another assistant, whoever. But I'm seeing the image of like that person, this feminine energy that took advantage of you, this energy, and someone else that was heavily involved with them. They're trying to like carry this piece here, this burden, and it's too much for the two of them, or the pair of them, to carry it. So what they do is they need someone else to come in and help them carry their weight. And I'm seeing that like they went from struggling, and then when you came in to help them, it's like they felt that they didn't have to carry as much weight anymore. And there was more weight that you had to carry, more weight on your shoulders, and they kind of just let up. Like, I'm taking a break now. You can do all of the work. You can do most of the work now. I'm not doing all of this. So basically, like that, figuratively speaking. So basically what this person did is that they had a lot of heavy burdens on their life. They had a lot on their plate, and it was too much for them to handle. And they needed help. Like, I'm hearing desperately, I almost said that, but I need to say it. This person, they desperately needed your help at the time when they came out to seek help from you. However, because of their own pride and arrogance, they felt that they did not have to compensate you mutually, respectfully. They felt they did not have to reciprocate justly. They felt that like they looked at life as if they look at life through like a level of hierarchy where they feel like they are above you and that you are beneath them. Maybe this is because of financial status, maybe this is because of age, like I mentioned, maybe this is because of career status. Whatever the case was, this person felt that they were at a higher level. They felt that they were above you. They felt they were superior, and they looked at you as inferior. And when a person looks at you as inferior, they look down on you. They look you as less worthy of respect, less worthy of human decency, less worthy of receiving what you need, less worthy of treating you justly. It was because this person felt that you were inferior to them. That's one thing. And also, this person was very prideful and arrogant. They're arrogant to a point where they just feel like they have this huge chip on their shoulder, and because of their status, they've made it in life, and everyone else is just beneath them, and everyone else just has to just abide by their rules, and they do everything because I'm hearing that this person has a lot, like money. They have a lot of money, and money has given them power, and because of their pride, it's given them bad power. Like, they have abused their power. Because a person that has the funds and the money, like where money was not an issue for this person, it was just they did not want to give you enough money because they didn't feel like you were worthy of receiving more. That was their arrogance. That was their pride. Pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before destruction. Now, this person definitely took advantage of you because they felt that they could get away with it. They felt that you weren't going to retaliate. They felt that you weren't going to clap back. They felt you weren't going to stir up conflict with them. So they were willingly doing this, knowing that they were wrong, but doing it anyway because they felt that they were getting away with it. They felt that they weren't going to get caught. And then all the while they're doing this behind the scenes, once you finally caught on and left those people in the dust and moved on, now they told a different narrative and a different story about how you were X, Y, and Z, when that's really not the case. You were the one, you were really the victim in the situation, but they made themselves out to be the victim once you walked away. Part 2. So you put this person in their place, this feminine energy that was rude, spoiled, selfish, unkind, ungrateful. Now it's like the prologue of Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, like it's giving like princess. Like, you know, in the prologue of Beauty and the Beast, it says the prince was spoiled, selfish, and unkind. This is kind of how it was. But this is a feminine energy. So it's like the princess was spoiled, selfish, and unkind. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. I see where you're going with this. Okay, I'm gonna start doing the prologue. Let my autism come out. Okay, anyway. It's like, but then one winter's night, an old beggar woman came to the castle and offered him a single rose as return for shelter from the bitter cold. Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince sneered at the gift and turned the old woman away. Hold on. But she warned him not to be deceived by appearances, for beauty is found within. So they want me to reference that because Spirit knows Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney princess movie. Like, I love Belle. She's my favorite Disney princess. But anyway, think of the prologue when it said the prince was repulsed by her haggard appearance. It was basically judging a book by its cover. Okay? If you remember in Beauty and the Beast, like she was an old beggar woman. She was old, she was wrinkly, she looked like she, like, you know, tattered clothes, whatever, old, kind of like hunchback or whatever. She's like, all I got is this rose. Can you just let me stay in your house for the night? It's cold outside, it's snowy, it's in the middle of winter. No, he wouldn't let her stay in. So, and the way he looked at her was kind of like he was just repulsed. To be repulsed is to like be disgusted, to despise someone. You know, and that's kind of the energy that this feminine energy had towards you. They were like repulsed by you. Like basically they judged a book by its cover. They looked at you for your physical appearance. And hear me when I say this. This is not speaking on your physical stature. This is speaking on your material possessions. That's how they looked at you physically. Okay, that's how they judge a book by its cover. So this has not got nothing to do with levels of attraction or whatever the case is. It's not that. It's they judge you physically by your material possessions, and they judge a book by its cover. Because in order for them to see you as on their level or see you as a higher level on the level of hierarchy that you really don't abide by, but they do, that basically they looked at you and they saw you as someone that lacked in material possessions. Maybe you lacked having your own vehicle. Maybe you lacked in having your own place to live. Like maybe you didn't have your own home or your own apartment. Maybe you were rooming with someone. Maybe you were living with family. Maybe you were living with relatives, or maybe you were living with your parent, you know? And they looked at you and they thought like, you don't have all the material possessions that I have, so therefore you are beneath me. Now, the thing is, because they judged your just outer self, they judged the fleshly self of you, they refused to look within and see that even though you don't have all those material possessions, you still carry so many great qualities and characteristics about you that it will suffice your lack of material possessions. So it's like, yes, you may not have your own car, you don't have your own vehicle, but what you have in replace of that is immaculate. You may not have had your own place at the time, but you still brought, like, you may not, oh, thank you, Spirit. You may not have had your own place to call home of your own, but you brought your home wherever you went. Your home is within you. And you brought that loving nature, that giving sense, that nurture, that just loving energy to these people, where that warmth, you brought that warmth to this person's life. Like, even though you don't have a warm home to live in, that you pay for, that keeps you warm, you have the warmth of love and home in your heart that you share with others. So it's like you don't necessarily like, isn't necessarily like, even though you don't have it, you don't necessarily need it. And I'm not like, everyone needs a place to stay, but what I'm basically trying to say is like, you don't necessarily need that to, thank you, to be valuable, to be important, because what you carry inside is far more valuable than what you have on the outside. And granted, even though you may not have had your own vehicle, you know, to have that, to give you that freedom, you still brought assistance and, you know, stability. You brought, what else did they say? You brought support. You helped. Like when you have a vehicle, a car gives you freedom to maneuver around, to go wherever you gotta go. But even though you necessarily didn't have your own car, you brought this person freedom. Like your assistance, your presence in their life helped brought this person some freedom in their life that they did not have before. And this person definitely took you for granted because they got so entitled to what you were giving them, to all that you were giving them. You gave up your time, you gave up your energy, you pretty much, like, at some point dropped everything that you had been focusing on or doing at the time to come and help these people, to help this person and help whomever else was involved. You sacrificed part of your life to help these people. And for the person who was the main one that came to you because they needed you, they desperately needed you, they needed your assistance, they came to you, but they were the ones that did not handle you how they were supposed to handle you. It was supposed to be an equal give and take. You help them, you give to them, and they equally give to you. But there was an imbalance. The more work that you were doing for these people, the less work they started doing on their own for themselves. Like, these people had started slacking off on what they were supposed to do. They just let you take care of it, just let you handle everything. And they got entitled to the help that you were giving them to a point where they started to expect it. And even to a point where they weren't even saying thank you. They weren't even saying I appreciate you. They were barely giving you gratitude because they felt so entitled. And they looked at you like you were just such a person that was just so beneath them. They felt like you weren't even worthy of this. This person said a lot of things to you that was very mean, that was very nasty, that they definitely said some stuff that did hit below the belt. And they definitely said things that were disrespectful. And you bit your tongue on more than one occasion. I'm hearing several occasions you bit your tongue, and I'm laughing because it's just like, you bit your tongue not out of weakness, but because you were sparing them. You were like, baby, I can get so disrespectful with using my words right now, but instead of doing that, I'm gonna just say nothing at all. I'm gonna let you have that, because if I open my mouth and say what I really want to say, oh baby, you're going to hate me at that point. And you know what, I'm not even gonna get into that energy, because that's gonna just create a whole bigger space of conflict that I really don't even want to deal with right now. Like, I don't even have the energy for that. It's like, you picked your battles wisely. You're like, I could battle with this person. Like, this person was battling with you. You basically let those people win the battle, even though you know you could have won the battle. You let them win because you're like, if I win this battle, it's going to start a war. It's going to start an even bigger war. This war is going to get worse if I win this battle, because they're not going to be able to accept defeat. You went in battles with these people and you let them win. It wasn't that they defeated you. You let them win because you know you could have won if you wanted to. And by the finally, there came a point in time where you were just fed up. It was like the last straw that broke the camel's back. You finally just let them have it. They had said something to you that really got under your skin. They really hit below the belt. They went low, so you went all the way to fucking hell, and you dragged them with you and came right back up and left them where they had you fucked up at. And when you read this person for filth, when you went lower, when you threw that low blow, when you put them in their place, they were shocked. They did not expect for you to treat the fuck out of them. For someone to be that they look at as inferior, to make them feel inferior, their ego couldn't handle it. They were too fucking prideful to deal with that. But it's what they get for how they treated you.